Hail and well met, Bradley. Just finishing some stuff up, preparation before going fully live here. We got a minute and 14 seconds left on the ad. But good morning. How are you today, Bradley? Adage, indeed. My dyslexic brain read that aged. I was like, huh? I'm like, oh. You are good. I, too, am good. I'm tired, but I'm good. Let's see here. I need some sleep, too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. I guess we can just let's go to my face. It is I, Beats, and a kitten in the background. Classic. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to get back from a trip and then get back to being motivated. And well, it's not even motivated, it's just like getting back in your sleep schedule and all that kind of crap, because I'm definitely motivated. All right, the ad is over. Hello, everyone. Gotta be better today about calling out when ads are gonna happen. I probably should just put a timer. I wish they had one built in. But you know, here we are. Did not want to do that. Anyway, let's talk the plan. Because the current plan for the week, I think I put in here, was streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That might change. I was just asked today, let me get this out of the way, to do another Blackthorn Prod video. So that is interesting. I'm gonna do it. I just gotta figure out what the time looks like on that. He said ideally this week, but maybe we'll see. I'm not the best at like mentally I'm bad at what's the word? Being spontaneous, I guess. Right? I mean, that's not the only factor. Obviously, we're planning on doing streaming every day this week, more or less, and then I'm gonna be gone for a week, not a week, 3 days. I'm going visit some friends and stuff. So I gotta figure out if it will whatever. I mean, we could always do streaming and have the you know, the 24 hours of the thing be part of a stream. That could be interesting, right? So either way, that's cool. I'm excited about that. I just gotta figure out the timeline on that, you know? Oops, I hear myself. That sounds taxing on your brain. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not like, I'm excited about it. Just I gotta figure it out. My brain is definitely taxed. I've been trying to do a lot, but it's kind of weird trying to find the work-life balance, right? It's not even really like I don't know. I've always had like bad like mental stamina. At least I feel like. So it's like hard to continuously work on stuff, but I don't know. I'm trying to get better at that. Walking's been helping. Who would have thought? Eating healthier is better. Wow, crazy, right? But yeah, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Let's oh wait, I don't even have, I was like pointing stuff out on my, I was like circling stuff with my mouse. I'm like, you can't see this. This is probably nicer, yeah. You're not a caffeine guy, right? I mean, I do a little bit of caffeine in the morning. It kind of helps, it kind of doesn't. Every now and then I do like caffeine water kind of thing, but yeah, typically no. I think my allergies have been acting up too. Like I don't have like, I'm not like runny nosed, but I keep getting like a pressure headache like right here. It might just be because of my bad posture. I'm not sure. Maybe I just need to sit up better. But yeah, kind of hard to say. Yeah, the original plan was doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday stuff. We did finish the event art, so that's cool. All the art is done. We just need to shore up some rules. And then Blackridge is not necessarily done, but it's done for this current iteration. I think there's probably going to be like maybe one more sort of thing after it. Because the goal right now, is to, now that we got all the art for this, right? The goal is to make sure, we need to make sure that all the tools work properly, because right now a lot of them are very, like, some you should play face up, some you should play face down, some like you maybe should let other people know that you're playing, some you shouldn't. So that's got to be determined. And then the other thing is the corruption deck. This is going to be a longer term thing, I think, where this isn't probably what the final form of the card's going to look like, but I think that like there might be like different corruption symbols, right? That might be the idea. But that said, I want to play test it before I decide, oh yeah, let's just like make all these cards and then be like, okay, well, this system sucks. I hate it. So that's the goal. The goal is to test this out, test out the new cards. And then we can maybe do one more version after this. Some tweaking, right? But yeah, so that's the plan. What else? That's the plan for this, and that's kind of what I want to go over today is the tool interactions I talked about. That's kind of today's plan. But I do have to consider what I'm gonna be doing the rest of the week, because I could maybe switch some stuff around to do the BTP video. It could be kind of cool to do on stream. I just don't know if that's like a smart idea. Like having people help come up with ideas could be nice and like brainstorm with me, but at the same time it might, oh my god, what's this? It's a beat stream off hours. That's what it is. Not off hours, off schedule. Off scheduled beat stream. A scheduled, regularly unscheduled stream. It's probably really not how I should have worded it, but you know, that's what I said. I said what I said. Also, beans! What are you doing, beans? But yeah, so I'm kind of just trying to figure out what to do. My brain's like too tired to like fully decide, but that's cool. It's a cool, always a cool opportunity. Especially because it's kind of nice because they're not going to do the 1 hour game this time. It's just the 24-hour one, which means I can focus solely on one thing and it's not nearly as much work. So that's cool. Because the 1 hour game was kind of like taxing a little bit just to like come up with, do, and then be like, okay, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, you know? It was, I guess, a nice warm-up, a nice brain exercise, which I guess was kind of the point / video filler, but yeah, it's all very exciting. So that's cool. I think I'm just too tired to be fully with it right now. I see a nap in my future. I've also been working on a devlog. It's not even a devlog. It's a it's just a video. I'm thinking of making like a video essay. Yes, dude. Napping is goated. It's pretty cool. I've definitely gotten better at napping. I'm also super tired today. Yeah, it's kind of gray out and I don't know. I just been not sleeping perfectly well the past few days yet. I'm just trying to get back into like my normal sleeping schedule. Somebody keeps waking me up. Actually, it wasn't even her fault today. I just kind of woke up at 7 and then I was just like, guess I'm awake now. Here we are. But yeah. Yep. That's the whole deal. But yeah, I'm also writing a video on it's already like a lot of just words. I'm making a video on why or do games need story, and we'll see how it goes. I really don't need this open. I don't know why it's open. I have some like interesting thoughts on it. The answer is kind of like sort of, it depends, right? But it's more like the nuance of why and how and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, you know what I should do, because I'm bad at doing this and it really doesn't matter because I think Bradley is the only other person here besides Beans. Nope, typed it wrong. Hold on. Wait for it. You'll understand in a second. I know it sounds ominous. This work? There we go. I need to get better at that. You're always so on top of it. Actually, there are like 5 other people viewing apparently. But go check out Runnerbean. Assuming I spelled your name right. I think I did. I did. Beans has some dope art. You should look at it. It's good. It's good art. It do be good art. Very detailed. So there you go. There you have it. There you have it, folks. Thank you, son. Thanks, Dad. You're welcome, Father. I'm just kidding. Just being weird. Don't mind me. I'm losing my mind. Let's I was supposed to say do some art. That's not even what we're doing. We're doing game design. No problem, sport. Who am I again? my beats. Having an existential crisis. Oh, I don't think either of you were here for this. I'm thinking about stream improvement stuff, channel points, what you can spend them on. I was thinking of having like little doodles for people, or potentially making custom like cards for people as like a channel point reward. I don't know exactly how much that would cost. I don't know if people would be interested in that. But if you weren't here for that, let me know what you think. Because I'm trying to give some sort of you know, rewards for people who actually continue to watch and keep coming back. Love it, make them a high pointer. Yeah, I said like 20K for a doodle and like 80K for a custom card, but I'm not exactly sure what the custom card would be, whether it's like a Armies Against Entropy card, like they get their own sort of Armies Against Entropy card, either like named after them or a specific like, oh, I want there to be a rogue, and then like I can make them a rogue card, and then it can just, you know, potentially end up in game at some point, or whether it should be like I make you a custom like card template, right? Like the border and stuff like that. I was showing this. Do I still have this open? Yeah, like, will this open? Loading, 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 processing, processing. What's that from? Oh, isn't it Invader Zim? Very old. Anyway, like oh, here, I'll make you a little template that'll have, you know, maybe not the art, right? But I just turned off something I didn't mean to. You know, be like, okay, here, you can have a card template that you can use for blah blah bloop, you know? I don't know. I don't know what's more interesting there. Probably an AE card is going to be much easier and beneficial for everyone, right? I mean, maybe you don't care about the game, so maybe you wouldn't want to do it, but I don't know. Those are my ideas. Here we are. Apologies if I'm a little scatterbrained today. So yeah, and the doodle would be something like my little like a little radish guy, right? Like something small like this. That's kind of something that hydrate. You're right. You're so right. Little doodle idea is similar to something dual wielded does. Tice, he has little stickers and he puts them on like his intro scene, like his starting soon screen. I think that's cool. Don't necessarily want to like completely copy it, but I think it would be cool to have like little doodles for people. Maybe even just like black and white drawings. I don't even know, like just a sketch, but something low effort little drawing for people, like a mini baby commission, you know. So that's a thought. Anywho's, mini baby commish, exactly. A mish bish commish, you know. Oh. Blech. Okay, let's get to it then, shall we? So yeah, Tuesday and Thursday are Wednesday and Thursday are maybe a little bit up in the air, depending on how I can rework my schedule, depending on whether I need to rework my schedule to do the BTP video thing, if that happens to go that way. Because my week is already feeling claustrophobic. Anyway, let's see. We got monster art, which is really should have said event art, but that's done. Modifying the board, corruption art, card layout, that can all be done later. We mostly just need a new font. This isn't even spelled right. Font. So there's that. Rulebook stuff I want to figure out today, but it doesn't necessarily need to be all written down, right? I want to figure out what the rule should be is the goal. So, let's talk about that. My biggest thing Maximus did have a good idea about when a card is played face up, do X. So like it could be face down and work some other way. There needs to be rules about bluffing. And then order operations a little less important, I think. Because in the end, generally, it's not like you kill a player and then if they're dead, they can't kill you. It's like, no, everything happens all at once and then you may both die, right? You technically could use order of operations based on, who gets second and third and fourth kind of place sort of thing, but I don't think that really matters like as much. Like it's more of a niche situation, whereas bluffing and playing cards face up and face down matters more. As always, I'm lurking because I'm drawing. I don't think I read that out loud. I read it in my brain, but I didn't read it out loud. Good luck with your art. I appreciate you being here as always, Sir Bean of Beanington. Yeah, good luck with your art. If you want to share it at all, you can feel free to share in the stream chat. Would love to share with the group, but no pressure. You are lurky. Good luck with art. Yes, indeed. Agreed with the Bradley. Anyway. Any hoodles. Where were we? Okay, these kind of things are all sort of connected, right? The playing face down, face up, and bluffing are connected. Right, I was saying Maximus said, when played face up, do X. So the idea was that if the card was placed face up, it would do something, and was played face down, and it could be used as a bluff. Part of me thinks that even though tools are very powerful and sometimes can be used as like unintentional deceptions, right? Let's take like bedroll for example, right? It lets you skip a non-incident event, gain 1 ration, and then you basically don't take any penalties for participating in the event. So one of the interesting things with this is, let's open Tabletop Simulator because I think it's just going to be helpful to illustrate things and for me to kind of grasp what I'm saying mentally as well. If anyone wants to play this game, anyone who's hanging out here lurking, it is on Tabletop Simulator. I think it's exclamation point Blight. I don't know. Commands. I don't know if I should actually show this stuff. Oh, whatever. Worst case, we die, you know. It's not working? Hello? Guess it's not working. Rip. Oh, wait. For some reason, the respond with message thing is empty. Well, let's fix that real quick. Detour. One moment, please. Please hold. I don't know how that happened, because I thought it worked before. Share. Copy. Paste that link into there. I guess technically it should have the screen top version as well, but we'll do that later. All right, we want to try that again. Can't type. There we go. That should in theory work. Anyway, now that we've been silly for a minute. Okay, so say we had a bedroll. If I'm betting this bedroll, is a very different implication. Say, you know, other people are playing guns, right? Weapons. It's a very different implication for me to put this down as a something that looks like a bet versus something that looks like versus me placing a right side up, right? Because in theory I could place, you know, a bedroll and then, you know, like I could, people might go, okay, he placed it, you know, well, let's put it this way, right? Like, let's say one person plays a card, I place another card over an event. Someone sees me bet, they're like, okay, well, I'm probably gonna have to invest another weapon in this because they also put a card, so there's a good chance that my weapon is probably about the same, and then we reveal and I've only placed a bedroll and this person's overspent on the event, right? The question is, is that fine, or is that like, is that part of the game? Is that, you know, the good bluffing part of the game, right? Or is it does that feel unfair? I mean, it doesn't feel as unfair because, you know, you're still winning the fight and this person's still using the bedroll, right? It's kind of like you're not losing as hard as you think you're losing, but it's like you may have overcommitted. Which could happen anytime. Like, say, you know, I place a dynamite instead, right? That same thing can happen with this scenario, right? I place a dynamite. Someone goes, oh, yeah, he placed a dynamite. Or, like, he placed a weapon. I probably have to place yet another weapon to beat him, right? But then they're revealed. It's like, okay, they didn't win at all, but now I take damage for it. So I'm not sure what the correct answer is per se, but I think maybe all of them should be placed as just face down. And then we just kind of introduce it. Okay, I guess let's double check something. Let's make sure all of these cards make sense face down. During or after roll, play this card to roll a second dice and take either result. This should probably be placed. Ideally, this is placed immediately after like winning a bet or during a I mean, this can be done at any roll, right? So that's interesting. Because this you really like wouldn't want as a bet unless you're just trying to bluff with it, right? So this would probably be a when played face up card, right? Lasso, this is placed as a bet, so this would be face down. This one would be face up after, because it says play after losing a bet, so this would be placed face up after a bet. This could be either. This could be face up during an event or placed face down as a bet, right? Dynamite is, of course, face down during an event because it's used almost like a weapon, except it doesn't do damage to the monster. This playing card allows you to play a corruption on an event. The corruption card is then removed. That needs to be clarified, but the problem here, okay, we don't really have this card, but let's pretend we do. It's not in game yet, rather. So you play this card and it plays a corruption. Corruptions are typically played face down. So this all of a sudden looks like I placed a bet of 2, where really I placed a bet of nothing, and I'm getting rid of this corruption. That's hard to say, right? Hard to say what that should do, because it feels like you're winning a lot for very little. If you're relying on me to respond, I'm so sorry. No, you're good. I would never be upset with your response or your responses, but I'm mostly sort of just talking this out loud. Boo and Bean useless. No. No, you're not. You're totally good. I'm mostly stating this as a way to try to figure it out, right? I'm kind of thinking out loud. Right. But yeah, this does seem to also can't show my art, sadly. It's someone's emotes. Ah, gotcha. That's no worries. That's cool though. It's awesome you're working on. I'm assuming it's a commish. That's pretty rad. Good stuff. That's my response. It's all visual. You had to be watching, you know. But I'm so exhausted. I'm assuming that's and struggling. Yeah. I totally feel ya. Hey, if you want to share with me and not on stream, and you want any sort of advice, I could help. Not that I'm you're definitely a better artist than I am, but you know, I know you're probably gonna have some sort of remark for me saying that, but yeah. But if you want a peer review, let me know. Wow, that's a journey. Stop it. You're right. I'm sorry. Playing this card allows you to corrupt a card on an event. The corruption card is then removed. Thank you. No worries. Of course, my friend. So this one could be face up. I feel like it's too much to play 2 cards and also get to remove a corruption. I feel like it almost should be, you place the card face up. Again, pretend this is the chicken's foot. And then you play the corruption face down. So people know that the event's gonna be harder, but they don't know how it's gonna be harder. I think that's fair. His DMs are open. Is that an open invitation? I mean, sort of. For you, yeah. I usually do answer my DMs, but I've had some like weird... One, you know, you get a lot of the art solicitors being like, hey, can I ask you a question? And you're like, sure. And then they're like, would you want to do a commission for me? I'm starving and dying. Please commission my art. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm broke. And they're like, well, you can do payment plans. And I'm like, no, thank you. It just... Thank you, Bradley. Wow, look at you. Look at that mod. Oh, you're too polite. I just tell him to F off. Yeah, I am. I always give him a chance. I assume the best in people. I'm like, what if they're just someone trying to reach out because they're in this whatever server, and then I get the thing, and then I'm like, it's permitted for 1 hour. Good. Pro mod Bradley. Yeah, I think probably the corruption should be played face down. This card should be played face up. So it's like each card has its own rules. So I think honestly, I just need to word them in such a way that yeah. So when they're played, they behave as intended, and then if they're played in another way, like as a bluff, it just works as it'll work differently, which will be part of the rules, not part of the card itself, right? The other thing, actually, I really want to talk about too, and I'm not entirely certain, but I would like... We need to talk about like trading. I like making deals and being like, oh hey, like let's trade a card for this or whatever, but at the same time, like I feel like you could really bully someone with that, like outside of the rules of the game, which feels maybe too much. But I guess like it's not like you're just swapping out cards. Typically I'd be like, oh here, I can give you a ration. I don't know, I think it should be probably permitted. I kind of felt weird about it last time I was playing, but I don't think I should have felt weird about it. Because it's always felt fun when I've seen other people do it. It's like, oh look, I'll give you 1 ration if you you know, give me your weapon that you have or something like that. I think that's kind of interesting. Because usually it's used for nice stuff. It wouldn't be like, hey, give me all your guns so I can kill this other player, which wouldn't really matter because typically you're not going to weapons divided are equally as impactful, right? If not, maybe more so. So that probably has to be. Bartering. Yeah, no, I had some other weird stuff with like one of our this is going back to the DM thing. I had one of the viewers like one of my viewers, I had to ban him, but he was saying weird things to the TMs, let's put it that way. You know, I've never played a tabletop game. You've never played a single board game in your life? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now, Beans? Oh my god, what did they say? I'm invested. I honestly can't say. It's arguably not that bad, but I really shouldn't say. Just like contextually, it gets weird. So I had to. It wasn't like that bad. They were joking, but it could look bad based on context, I guess, or out of context rather. So yeah. It was weird. But I was like, and then they actually came back later and apologized, and I'm like, man, I want to forgive you because that's just kind of who I am, but at the same time I can't, so goodbye. Hope you have a good life. Oh my lord. Yeah, it was I must know. I can DM you later if you really want to know. Because I don't mind saying it, but it's like something I probably shouldn't just throw out there. Any hoozles. Just message me and remind me if you really want to know. I'll do it after stream. Yes, also I can watch out for said person. Very true. Yeah, I banned him off my Discord server and then banned him off Twitch and YouTube. Technically, I think they can still watch the YouTube videos. I can't actually stop them from that, but it was kind of sad too because they were like kind of cool and like showing art and stuff too, and like making like little almost like fan art things, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but yeah, here we are. They might be here right now, monkas. Yeah, very true. Anyway, that was a sorry to deal with that. Yeah, it was also weird because it happened like almost, was it the same day? The same day or like the day before I had like a roommate interview, because I've been trying to find roommates, and it was like the weirdest interaction I had. Like I guess I'll just tell the story because why not? I was like, okay, like let's meet at like a coffee shop because I don't want just some stranger coming to my house, right? So met at a coffee shop. I get there, it's like 15, I'm just gonna show me because why not? It's like 15 minutes after like I'm waiting around for like 15 minutes and I get a call from him. He's like, oh, sorry man, I'm running late, blah blah. I'm like, okay, no big deal, I'm just chilling. And then he, like, I wait for another like 2-3 minutes. He calls back. He's like, man, I can't like find where you are. Like, it's like weird. It's like the apocalypse over here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh no, yeah, there's some like construction, sure. But yeah, I'm just in the place in the corner. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Wait another like 2 minutes, he calls back in. I was like, man, I can't find it. I'm like, okay. I walk outside and he's just like wandering around. I'm like, yo, over here. And he's like, okay. And he comes in, we get coffee, sit down, and he just starts like complimenting random people. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. He goes like, oh yeah, you got really nice hair. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's kind of weird, but he's like, yeah, I just try to do like say a nice thing to a person every day. I'm like, okay. It was like, it was a little weird, but like that's nice, right? It's like, it's nice, I guess, whatever. No, not to me. I was saying it to a random person, not to me, if that's where you're getting confused by. Because obviously, there's not a lot there. No, but yeah, he just randomly said it to some stranger, and I'm like, okay, sure, weird, but all right. And then he does it to like 3 other people, just being like, oh yeah, you have like nice hair. Oh, you like I like your dress, whatever. And then he starts like hitting on the barista. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Like, you're supposed to be like having a like an interview basically with me, right? You're just hitting on this barista, and he starts being like rude and aggressive about it, and she's clearly very uncomfortable. And I want to say something, but I'm like too awkward. I'm like, I don't know this guy. I don't want to be like mean, and like she's like clearly uncomfortable, and I'm like, it's kind of just the only thing you can do is just like sit there and like kind of like try to laugh it off, but which I regret. I wish I just would have been like, dude, you're making her uncomfortable. Stop being a dick. But here we are. I'm too awkward and shy. But yeah, and then he starts talking about like business stuff. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, he's doing business stuff and talking about marketing. And it's like, okay, this is like stuff I have to deal with. That's kind of cool. He's like, but he's still kind of weird. And then he starts talking about how he's like addicted to like drugs and alcohol. And I'm like, what am I doing here? And yeah, and he just keeps being really aggressively rude to this waitress, and I'm like, or this barista, and I'm like, all right, well, this isn't gonna work out, but yeah, either way, that was basically like the same week, and I had to deal with that guy. So that's my story. You failed. Well, yeah, exactly. It's like, why? We're gonna go back to this now. Why my week had to be like that week? It was not great. Not doing drugs and alcohol with the dude. No, I did not. Well, the funny thing is, like, I said like no drugs. Well, no drug use on my like listing for my roommate thing. If you want to do drugs, that's all you. Obviously don't do illegal shit if you don't. Well, whatever. You all live your life. But I don't want that in my house, right? And being an addict, a whole other thing too, as well, of course. But yeah, so that was an awkward. Sounds like a crazy start a tavern story. Very true. Also, good morning, Thunder. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. Edmund Thunder. Anyway, yeah. So that was my life. Of course, that was like a few months ago now. Luckily, I have a potential for a new roommate who seems sane, so yay. And it seems like the best of like all worlds, because like he seems cool. I think he does like streaming and stuff too, and he'll basically be here like 2 days out of the week. So it's like I get a roommate without having a roommate almost. So we'll see. Well, hopefully that pans out, but we'll see. He also might be watching us right now. Probably not. He works during the week. Anyway. Yeah. Hope y'all are having a good morning. Edmund, thank you. Hopefully the chickens are doing good. No more waterboarding or whatever. But yeah, that was a weird week. Thankfully that was not this week. Anyway, what am I? Where was I before I got derailed through no fault of anyone else's but mine? Just curious how much. Yeah, okay. Yep, doing well. Trying to keep the temperatures at 95 can be a little stressing. I'm assuming that's Celsius. I don't know. Celsius to Fahrenheit? No. Yeah. No. Wait. No. It's gotta be Fahrenheit. Never mind. No, that would burn your chickens alive. What am I talking about? Yeah. Never mind. I'm dumb. That's boil. Don't cook them. Nope. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute. No, not yeah. They have to be. What am I talking about? What on earth am I even saying? Yeah. No, I'm being dumb. Leave me alone. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking. Yeah, because like obviously like 98 is body temperature. I'm going home. Goodbye, people. I'm very much blushing from being stupid. Anyway, here we are. Moving on. I was like, yeah, that seems high. No, it doesn't. All right. Well, moving on. Streamer brain is real, people. Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay. People say stupid things. It's kind of weird because like 95 degrees, like if you say it's 95 degrees outside, you're like, man, that's hot. But your body is also like 98 degrees, and you're like, how does that make sense? You know? I don't know. An easy place is always 32 at the moment and colder at night. Yeah, that makes sense. Prison for you. Yeah, I know. Time to... You know when you just say something and you're just dumb about it, you know? Sometimes that happens. Anyway. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we've done nothing. We're probably about to hit our break, and I have done literally nothing. 7 minutes to our break. You're not dumb. You're tired. I know. Tired is dumb. No, I'm just kidding. What are we doing? Yeah, we've literally gotten nothing done. Okay, we've discussed this stuff. I think what we need to do is let's look at all the every single tool, right? And we need to clarify wording on these. Do a whole wording pass. It's weird because I don't really know why I'm so tired. I don't know why my brain is fried. I guess I've been doing a lot, but it like, I don't know, man. It's so weird. Like, paste unlinked. it's weird because like this, I really didn't want this to be a, this is also the wrong thing. I don't know, I feel like I get so much more like brain, like not necessarily brain fog, but I feel like I get more tired than more people, and it's easy to like compare yourself to like other people and how much energy they have and that kind of stuff. But it just feels like they do drugs. That's fair. Honestly, kind of, right? Like caffeine, and I don't really do caffeine. I need to go. I do. Yeah, it's unfortunately not for me. Not for me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah, right? Maybe that's just what what it is. I know some people are just built that way too, right? They're just like, they're like robots, or it's interesting because I have like my dad is extremely like, has tons of energy and always like gets a lot of crap done. And so like I can't just work and then come back to, or like work a whole day and then after working a whole day go do more projects and stuff like that. He does not do drugs. No. He just has a different temperament, right? I need to take a walk. Everyone behave while I'm gone, or else. Or else. Watch out. Bradley's brandishing his sword. I refuse. Okay. Let's reword all this so it all is as clear as possible. We're hitting an ad in 3 minutes. Keep that in mind. Play this card during a bet. Lower the weapon damage of all participating players in a creature event by 1. This should probably be play this card during a bet face down. Lower the weapon damage of all other participating players in a I wonder if that is the exact wordage I should use. Because as a bet, or during a bet, have to head off now. Good to see you, folks. Good to see you, Bean. I will see you around, I'm sure. I feel like this could probably be said more concisely, if nothing else. Play this card face down during a creature event. Lower all other participating players. Or I guess this is the same, right? Lower the weapon damage of all other participating players by 1. It's a little more concise, just by a smidge. It's less repetitive, right? This is the last. I do wonder if I should say when this card is placed face down for a creature event, right? Because if this is placed, it could be placed at a, it could be placed other places, right? Like it could be used during a, during like a shop technically, right? You could spend it as one item, but it's not going to do anything regardless. So I don't know if it makes sense to have that clarification. Unless that helps us somehow. It doesn't really, but it does bring up the point that I need to make where I also need to bring up use of items / tools as bets. We need to clarify that a bit. Ad is starting soon, so ad's gonna start in a second. I'm gonna actually take like a 2-second break while we do that. So, so here we go. Enjoy the ad. I will be back.
The 20-sided die, or D20, has been the staple of the role-playing game genre for almost as long as it's existed. Despite that, I decided I'm going to retire it from my game, in favor of using a D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12. Why is that? Well, in this devlog, I'm going to be talking in depth on this decision, and you can tell me whether I'm a crazy person or not. Hi, I'm Nathan, and this is my sci-fi deck builder role-playing game called Soul. Now, in order to talk about these changes, first I have to talk about the changes that were made to my core stat system. And the truth is, it's a pretty big change. Originally, the core stats in my game were strength, agility, endurance, and intelligence. These were fine, but I decided I wanted some more diversity in these stats. Because of that, they are now going to be strength, finesse, agility, willpower, intelligence, and charisma. There is also another factor for these changes. This reason being, the previous versions of the game, dice rolls were completely unaffected by a character's stat level, with few exceptions. But what do I mean by that? Well, for the uninitiated, a player at a role-playing game, when they want to perform an action, will typically roll a dice. After rolling that dice, they will add a relevant modifier to that roll. These are typically listed on a character's character sheet and relating to a player's core stats. Then, this number would be compared to a specified number to judge the results. If the player beats the specified number, they succeed, and if it's lower, then they fail. Soul didn't have this, meaning if a character wanted to do something, their stats would typically have no direct bearing on the results. This was unfortunate because it hindered any character diversity. No character was better or worse at performing actions than another. This was partly by design with our trait system, which I go into in a previous video, which you can check out here if you're curious. In brief summary, these were cards that gave bonuses based on your stat level. The higher your stats, the better bonuses you had access to. Well, some traits gave you bonuses that you could add to your roll, like success rates for performing a ranged attack. These bonuses generally were very specific and mutually exclusive to other more powerful traits that added utility to your character instead. If you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons, this is similar to the optional feat rule with ability score improvement. Essentially, you could either gain a stat bonus or new ability. I don't know about you, but I've always found it somewhat unfun, as the feat usually was always cooler and gave you something new to your character. Well, the stat bonus was generally much better, but entirely less interesting. But what's my point? Well, calm down, I'm getting to it. My point is that I still want to have a trait system for interesting character improvements, but I also want to have each role a player makes be based on their core stats, without having to decide between one and the other. I want something much more like D&D's core stat mechanics, where a player can add modifiers to their dice. And because I want this sort of stat system, it also requires some more stats to make it feel more complete. Yes, it's true, other systems accomplish the same thing with even fewer stats, but I felt like the new stats helped to create a right balance I was looking for and remaining somewhat relevant to all characters. So let's talk about these new stats and what they actually mean and are associated with. Strength remains relatively the same, helping with actions related to physical prowess, such as melee attacks. The old agility's functions were split between the new agility and finesse. The new agility primarily relates to a character's speed, such as movement distance and evasion. This stat also will help with stuff like sneaking and stealth. Finesse, on the other hand, takes all of the range accuracy that agility used to have, along with expanding on that idea, allowing for any weapon or healing tool to be more accurate as well. This stat essentially being your ability to perform actions precisely. Willpower has two applications. It is both your capability to perform powerful abilities and your ability to resist taking damage. Basically, your force of will you exert on the universe. Intelligence is more or less the same as it was, generally relating to using abilities and healing power. This will likely also encompass as a character's sense as well, such as perception or awareness. Not sure it 100% fits, but not really sure where else this kind of skill would go. Anyway. And lastly, charisma.
If you want to watch the rest of the video, check out Beats Creations on YouTube. Hopefully those are cool, having that there. I don't know if that's like too quiet or what, or if it's good, but hopefully that helps anyone who does have like a sub and whatnot. Anyway, we don't have pre-rolls for another 59 minutes, so we should be ad-free for a good bit. I'll have to. It looks cool. Is it a finished product? That was Soul, right? Yeah. Unfortunately not. I mean, technically there is the old version of it, which is a finished product. The new version kind of has been a little bit left by the wayside, unfortunately. I do want to get back to it, but it's just such a big project that it's really hard to do. And designing a tabletop role-playing game, at least the way I want to, is really difficult to separate the mechanics and the story, because I really want to like keep the mechanics and the story as intertwined as possible. I had a whole nother video on that, but yeah, the I got something in my eye. But yeah, it's so much. It's really difficult to do. It's such a difficult thing that I haven't quite figured out exactly how I want it to work yet. I have like a lot of different mechanics and all that kind of stuff, but it was kind of a lot to focus on if I was trying to do two different things. But we're getting close to what's it called? Blight of Blackridge being done-ish, and Armies Against Entropy being done-ish. So I think at some point I'd like to get back to it, but I might try to tackle some smaller like tabletop projects. I wanted to do a standalone like magic system or magic item creation system that could be added to any sort of tabletop role-playing game. So I might do that beforehand as sort of like practice to get into working on tabletop games a little bit more, or not tabletop RPGs a bit more. But those are just some ideas. I'm not entirely certain yet. So, well, of course, my schedule looks a little bit weirder. I had my whole what's it called? My whole 3-month plan kind of thing, which was more place testing AAE, play testing of Blackridge, doing the corruption and the rulebook, more stream improvements, and then like one of these new things. But one of these new things is now probably another BTP video, which is interesting. So we're probably doing another one of those, aka the video that I did to get Blight of Blackridge started in the first place. So Hopefully I don't fall in love with that game even more than my other games and start working on that one full time as well. But you know, here we are. Big collections are oftentimes a good collection of smaller games. It's very, very true. Very true. Yeah, it might just be like a bunch of systems I have to work on. The problem is they started becoming so interconnected that it's like really hard to work on one thing and then, you know, bounce back and forth. So, and try to blend it all together, but we'll see. Which I also did a video on, which I think performed pretty poorly, unfortunately. But it was arguably my older videos aren't nearly as good as my newer ones. There's like the connectivity through classification or something. I made a term for it. Where basically you can use terminology, like a term, in order to connect different segments of different systems together. I mean, it's kind of basically like a variable in coding, right? There's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually very similar to coding. There probably is a term in that, which I guess is just a variable, right? Or some sort of like a term to be used in something else. There's got to be a coding term for that. Anyway, I'm rambling now again. Let's get back to work. This is a lantern. This is the old wordage. I do not know. Sorry, I know code. Me neither. Me neither know code. I know, like, I'm on the periphery of a lot of that stuff, right? Like, I talk to a lot of people who do coding and that kind of stuff, and game design is very, like, in that sort of zone, but I mean, it's a reference, right? Let's ask ChatGPT. What is a word for a thing that connects systems together? Or encoding. Interface? No. Link. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words. Like, link is sort of good. Middleware adapter. Nah, whatever. It doesn't really need it. I'm getting distracted again. Okay. But you get the point. The idea with broadband. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe what is actually the broadband even? I don't know. The point is that, like, the video I did was like, I had a rarity system, and because I have, or maybe the more interesting one is like the rarity system works. Because you have a rarity system, you can say, oh, if this item is rare and you destroy it, it gives you, like, if I use this barter ability and it destroys an item, it gives you different bonuses based on the rarity of the thing. So the linked component is the like, because you have defined something, you can use that word, that term, to represent some sort of other thing. No, it's just worth like, no, fair enough. But yeah, that's the concept. You can use terms to use them in other things. Essentially, it's not really all that profound, but it's interesting nonetheless. Play this card face up. After losing a bet, you may keep all items You may keep all the items. You bet. Done. I do wonder if I should use the... No, this is fine with using the term bet. So a keystone that you can unlock a temple, but also toss through a window. Sort of. Not necessarily like multifunctional. It's more of like I'm trying to think of how I explained it. And multifunctional is that it kind of is the gist of it, but like imagine like one of the items I had was a bayonet, right? And the bayonet used in items, like you would attach it to a weapon, and then you would use the weapon's weight and add that to the damage, right? But you couldn't have that functionality if you didn't have the weight defined, right? If weight wasn't a defined mechanic, you couldn't use it in other systems as other options, right? That's kind of the idea. I see it in Choose Your Own Adventure books. You have said words here, and then you can choose to go to a special page. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, this just gave me like a flashback to like one of those like Choose Your Own Adventure. It was like a puzzle book thing. It had like a little code on the top. You had to do the code, and you could read the story, and then a bunch of stuff, and you open it, and there's more code, and I can't even remember what it was, but I remember it being cool. Sorry, this gave me a nostalgia blast. Skip a non-incident event and gain 1 ration. You take no penalties for participating in the event. This is bedroll. $10 a.m. bird check. I'll be back. Yo, Deep Toot. I fucking love that name. I don't usually swear, but it was worth saying, by the way. So freaking funny. But yeah, Thunder, we'll see you in a bit. Check on them. Check on them chicks. You know what I mean? A check. How you doing, dude? Missed you, buddy. Today isn't Wednesday. It's true. This is as the stream says, a regularly scheduled, unscheduled stream. I was gone for a week, so I decided to have a few makeup streams, essentially. Yeah, it's good to have you here. We're getting some work done on the game. One of the few games. But yeah, we're just doing some terminology clarifications, because you know how that is, like magic and that kind of stuff, having to have good rules. We're kind of working on that sort of not good rules, but good terminology, right? Otherwise you're you get confusion within the bounds of the rules. I'm trying to decide if this should be placed as a bet. I think it's fine if it is. I guess it could be either, right? That's maybe more interesting. Place this card face up or face down on a non-incident event. Skip that event and gain 1 ration. You take no penalties for not participating in the event. But yeah, what's up with you? B-Ray? How you doing? How's work? I'm assuming you're working. Yeah. You're my work stream when possible. Aw. Heck yeah. Work sucks, man. They're always having to make social media posts. Gross. I feel that. I get that. I don't really get it, but I get it. I mean, I have to do social media stuff myself, but I really should do more social media posts, arguably, like on other things other than Twitch and YouTube. What do you find is the most useful platform to post on? Because I'm trying to decide whether it's like, I feel like Instagram or Twitter, but it's all about strategy. That's fair. Also, if you're busy, don't let me like distract you from working. If you want to just lurk, don't mind me, you know. This is dynamite. Why can I never spell dynamite? There's a Y. Is that it? Did I do it? Did I do it right? Which makes me think it'd be a cute, I don't know, weird, cool if there's a creature called the dynamite and it just explodes, like a little dust mite, but explosive. For you, probably short form, Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is weird for game dev stuff. I feel like it's not very game devy. Like, I don't think anyone on TikTok cares about that. But I could be wrong. I feel like the problem, actually, I feel like more of the problem isn't that people don't care about it, is you have to really, like, you have to actually target the videos to be TikTok videos, right? You can't just go, oh, I'm just going to take a section of this video and post it as a TikTok, right? You have to, like, make a specific video to be a TikTok. I think that's the difference. Yeah, it freaking sucks, man. Yeah, you have to, like, the content has to be completely different, which I think is too much for me. It's like, I'm already doing Twitch and YouTube. I can't do more videos specifically for TikTok or Instagram. I mean, maybe I could, but I don't know. I don't know if that's my thing. Brain dead ADHD shit. Yeah, true. Very true. Good old brain rot. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard good things about like Twitter or like Blue Sky for game dev. Although I'm not sure about Blue Sky. I feel like it's interesting and people want to go there because they don't like X/Twitter or whatever. But I have the feeling it's not going to be the mass exodus people were expecting. You know, it already isn't, right? I don't know. It's too many social medias. I don't have the brain to keep track of them all. Place this during an event as a bet. This is kind of changed because shops aren't... You don't bet on shops anymore, so place this face down during a creature event. Should it say as a bet? What does this say? During a bet. The question is how... I guess we'll say it like that. Place this card face down during a bet. We'll just keep the terminology the same. Yeah, you could have success with those. They're less algorithmic. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like posting on Twitter would just be like just reposting what I'm already doing and maybe just like posting art, right? Because I could post like individual art things I've done, right? Like I could be like, here's the tumbleweed terror. Look how cool. Or I could just do the cards themselves, right? Like, so here's some dynamite. Look at it. Look how cool it is. I don't know. Yeah, dude, man, it's meant to be simplistic. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I should. And, like, the nice part about Twitter is it does seem like the people who are using Twitch are using Twitter as their social media platform. Like, that's very, like, streamers use Twitch. Streamers do use Twitch. Streamers use X/Twitter. God, I don't know what to call it anymore. Half the people don't even call it X, so it's just like people have just like ignored the fact that its name's changed. It was a very silly name change, but here we are. What are you gonna do? Other players participating in the event take 1 damage. During a... No. I don't know. There's some like terminology I still need to clear up, and I'm not sure. Place this face down during a creature event. All other players that participated in the bet take 1 damage. This may only affect 1 event in a multi-event card. Cool. But yeah, no, I probably should. Probably should try to do the Twitter thing. Just more brain power. I already am like updating my website and my Discord and all that kind of crap. Problem is Discord isn't social media. Like it feels like it is because I'll follow you. I mean, I'm already on there technically, right? I just don't post anything. It's basically just like a repost of all the stuff I post on Instagram. Tell me more about your website. Well, check out beatscreations.com. Is it Beats Creations? Beats underscore creation? No, it's just Beats Creations, all one word. Here's the website. Full display. I don't know if that's better or not. And then it's got, you know, my socials, and then you can look at Armies Against Entropy. You can like look at how to play the game, and it's got how to play the game. Then you can look at the patch notes. You can read all the patch notes. And then it's got Blight of Blackridge. You can look at how to play Blight of Blackridge. You can just look at the... Oh, that link is broken. You can look at art, you know. You look at all the art of stuff. This has to change, actually. This isn't even correct anymore. Look at all my different weird art and all that. You can look at my comic stuff that I did. You can look at Rodybot. He's a cool guy. You can look at all my props I've ever made. Although this isn't fully updated yet, but... Looks like a lot of work and a lot of maintenance. Good job getting this up. Yeah, I finally got it up. It doesn't have quite everything yet, but you know. Look at that. That's a cool picture. I had to get on that. I should have won an award for this for for my work, but I didn't. It's okay. I'm not. Rustic barn door. Yeah, dude. I made that for my mom. Where is it? There it is. Yes, that is a very cool mask. Yeah. There we go. Goes to a bathroom. This one's pretty cool. I made police barricades for Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's pretty rad. They were also in Miss Marvel or whatever. Anyway. Pretty much any show that's in Atlanta that has police barricades might stream boo. Denied. The man's famous, I know, right? The coolest thing I've done. No, it's probably the biggest thing I've done, like biggest recognizable thing my work is in. But yeah, any Atlanta-based probably should be careful about what I'm saying, but you can, it's pretty obvious if you look at what where the movies were shot. You can pretty much know where they're from, right? But pretty much any Atlanta-based movie that has police barricades, there's a good chance they are mine. Where's my Finn sword? And where is Game of Thrones dragon eggs? You promised. I sort of promised. I said I could do it. Should have demanded police barricade royalties. I should have. Oh, bless you. Sorry, the kitten sneezed. Look at that little brat. Look at her little face. Anyway. But yeah, they're actually in like a totally separate prop shop than I worked in, which is interesting. So here we are. Alrighty, let's. I just got to not dox myself. It's like something like people can find out if they really wanted to, like where I am, but well, not quite. Not where I am currently. You can figure out where I've been. pretty easily. But not where I currently am. It's weird, like, trying to be careful about that kind of thing, because it's never something I've really super cared about, but probably something that's worth caring about if you're trying to, you know, do a lot online. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I already did this. What am I doing with my life? Any hoodles. I don't know why I keep saying hoodles, you know what I mean? Not really a fan of even saying hoodles. But I'm saying it. Chicken's foot. Thunder would know about those, I'm sure. Playing this card allows you to play a corruption card on an event. This needs much more wording. I have 104 chicken foots. There you go. They're all doing well. Beautiful. I'm glad. Glad that the chicks are doing good. Playing this card. Yeah, this is worded poorly. Play this card on a creature event face up. You may then play a corruption card from your hand face down. After the event is concluded, the corruption card is discarded. When this card is played, attach a corruption card. Attach isn't really like a... Yeah, I'm trying to decide if it needs to be shorter. Place attach just isn't like a term we use, so I'm trying to decide if that makes it clearer, right? Play this card on a creature event face up. Well, I shouldn't say you may, because that doesn't matter, right? Just then play. It's an order of operations. It doesn't. You wouldn't play it without whatever. Fine with face down. Then play a corruption card. It might not. From your hand makes sense. Your hand face down. The problem is one's face up and one's face down. It could both be face down, which would make it easier to say, but also less... It makes less sense, I think. It's less fair. After the corruption card... After the event is concluded, the corruption card is discarded. Wait, are there event card or how does this on? Increase the cost of an event by 1, increase increase the cost of an event by decrease the cost, increase the detriment of a creature event. So this can actually work on any event. That might have to have better... Because, like, what does increase the cost of an event by 1 even mean in, like, the terms of... I think it would be blind during creature events, but face up during shop events. So Chicken's Foot really should just say on an event. It's a little shorter too. Yeah. Honestly, that's short enough. I'm not really too worried about it. Play this card on an event face up, then play the corruption card, then play a corruption card from your hand face down. After the event is concluded, the corruption card is discarded. It's a very, very powerful card, but... But I think that works. Draw and play a weapon on a bet face down. This one actually is fine. Maybe it isn't. Play this card face up. Then do one of the following. I wonder if that's gonna be too many words. Or like the formatting, if that'll work. What am I even doing? I need to look at this. This is loaded deck. I don't really like how it looks, honestly. Like how it's presented. But might be fine if it's just like that. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about loaded deck. It's okay, but it's a little random. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Let me just check 2 things. Okay. That seems good. Let's update all these. probably should close Tabletop Simulator because it just eats your memory for no reason. It's got a memory leak. How much what? Dedote? Why is that not working? Dedotated wham? I don't know what this is. You need to host a Minecraft server. Dedicated? Am I losing my mind? I'm missing something. Please try again. Yes, you are. I don't even remember what I said. I don't remember what I said to what you said. You're probably... Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. Everyone's behaving? Or is everyone behaving? Dedicated rant. Okay, so it is. Okay, it's a meme. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. I was not in the loop. That makes much more sense. Most people are behaving. Minecraft. Yes, most people are behaving. Oh, did I forget cheaters dice? I did. But welcome back, Bradley. Okay. Okay, let me hold on. My brain's malfunctioning. Don't mind me. Cheaters dice. Cheaters. Yeah, my brain has not been working all stream, huh, guys? Why brain no work today? Some days my two brain cells spark here and there, but I hear ya. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this isn't my finest moment. Probably my second least active brain stream I've had. I may have had one worse than this, but this is a pretty brain dead stream. During or after a roll, play this card to roll a second dice. Play this card face up to roll a second dice and take either result. That works for me. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I don't know why sometimes when you paste into a cell, it doesn't actually like paste properly. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's go back to here. Go back to here. Refresh the CSV. During or after any roll, play this card face up to roll a second dice and take either result. Cool. Play this card face down during a creature event to lower the weapon damage of all other participating players by 1. Play this card face up after losing a bet. You may then keep all items you bet, right? Place this card face up or face down on a non-incident event. Skip that event and gain 1 ration. You take no penalties for not participating in the event. This one maybe should just say face down. I don't know when you play it face up, unless you're just trying to be nice. Which is sometimes a thing. I don't know, it's fine. Place this face down during a creature event. All other players that participated in the bet take 1 damage. This may only affect 1 event in a multi-event card. Yeah, that makes sense. Play this card on an event face up, then play a corruption card from your hand face down. After the event is concluded, the corruption card is discarded. Play this card face up, do one of the following. Draw and play a weapon on a bet face down, or draw and play a ration at mealtime. Cool. Those are all fixed. I'm gaining back some of my focus. Okay. We have done face up, face down. That is all good. Heard you're hitting the gym with the boys. Honestly, I haven't that much lately. It's more, I've more just been walking. Everyone else is doing a better job than me, but I've just been walking more. Which is good. Sorry, I just heard like a seeing the spreadsheet, you're not the worst. Yeah, no, that's true. I'm also like have the least to lose, really. Well, that's not true. Kyle probably has less to lose than I have, and he's doing really well. So, I'm more working on like lifestyle changes and not necessarily going on like a full-on diet, right? I'm just trying to be more healthy and something that's sustainable over a long period of time, and not just like I'm cutting out all sugar forever. It's like that's never gonna happen, right? So I'm just like I'm walking more, and I'm not, and I'm cutting out some areas. Yes, I like cake. I do like cake, exactly. Your cake. Aw, that's... Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I don't really have much of a cake, you know what I mean? Not really a cake guy. What's happening? Right, rules. let's do this. Let's copy all of these. And we need to just write down what we think should be done for these things. Bluffing. Did an extreme weight loss thing, dropped 100 pounds in a year and a half, kills everything else you want to do because your life seems to revolve around food in one way or another. Yeah, that's I mean, good for you, but yeah, it's it's also, yeah, it feels yes, I cut out things like sugar, but you do go crazy a bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to do like smaller things that are more sustainable, right? Yeah, definitely huge achievement, but yeah, definitely definitely a lot. I would believe that that's a huge mentally taxing, right? Thanks. 245 down to 150 or so. That's crazy, dude. That's awesome. Good work. Yeah, I don't like have all that much to lose. I need to lose like, I don't know, 10 pounds maybe. But the more you lose, the harder it is to lose more, right? Really, I probably should just gain more muscle and lose fat rather than like try to like lose a ton of fat. But I think you could too, just realize it takes time to. Yeah, for sure. I could do it. I definitely want to get oh wait. Sorry, I missed. Oh, okay, sorry. I got like you two confused for half a second. Did a little weight loss thing, cut out carbs and sugar for 2 months, lost 40 pounds nearly. Killed my roommate from extreme grumpiness. Yeah, I don't need the stress right now of like cutting out food, right? Because that can be really stressful. But I doing like some slight things, like even like I switched from like normal bread to like keto bread, which is like what, like 35 calories a slice rather than 110 calories a slice. So over like a year, that in theory should, you know, pile up if I'm eating bread, like 2 slices of bread every day, right? That adds up over time. Walking basically 2 miles every day, that should add up over time. But it's not necessarily going to be like, yeah, I'm losing, you know, 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, you know, that's the goal. The goal is to do a more minor lifestyle changes, cutting out like buying bad food at the store, and then being just healthier in general and not necessarily trying to kill myself, you know, losing a bunch of weight all at once. That's the goal. Mr. Thunder, did you combine diet and activity, or did you just do diet? No, I bet most people don't want to quit food they love. Yeah. True. They do not. They certainly do not. Thankfully, I'm relatively healthy, but just diet to start and then start to do a ton of walking. Also, Beast Creations, when do you go for walks, toss a good backpack and add a bunch of books? Interesting. That's a good call. Get some extra weight in there. Sounds responsible. Keto is extremely disgusting and not sustainable. Yeah, I'm not doing full keto. I'm just literally just found keto bread. It's usually leaves you worse than before. Super discouraging too. Yeah. Literally just swap to keto bread because it's like, it's literally just less carbs and more protein. That's the only thing I did. I'm not like doing full keto or anything. Bluffing. Let's just talk about what the rule should be. So like any card played face down that should be played face up can be used as a bluff. Just diet will take most people a long way, so that's awesome. Yeah, for sure. We got an ad in 30 seconds. I'm probably gonna take the opportunity to just walk around the room for half a second too. Speaking of walking, you are the food you eat. Very true. You are what you eat. I am chicken. And Thunder has chickens. It's all... I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's we're doing another break. I'm probably not going to go for the full 3 hours today, but we'll at least get this done. We're going to take a break. I'll do the rest of this, but I did not raise you. Very true. All right, ad starting. I'll be back. Maybe we'll throw you back in somewhere around where the video ended.
The 20-sided die, or D20, has been the staple of the role-playing game genre for almost as long as it's existed. Despite that, I decided I'm going to retire it from my game, in favor of using a D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12. Why is that? Well, in this devlog, remove distractions, more or less the same as it was, generally relating to using abilities and healing power. This will likely also encompass as a character's sense as well, such as perception or awareness. Not sure it 100% fits, but not really sure where else this kind of skill would go. Anyway. And lastly, charisma, which is a new concept for Soul, but one that I definitely think is needed. This will be used for persuasion-based abilities along with deception and performances. So I have my new stats, but how does that relate to the changes with dice? Well, part of Soul's design philosophy is to remove as much math as possible, helping to remove distractions and allowing for better roleplay and more interesting combat. So with this change, I'm doing just that, removing math. Like adding. Which, yeah, it's simple, but why have it at all if you don't have to? Let's compare this to D&D again. A player, when performing an action, will roll a dice, then look through their character sheet and find all relevant modifiers to add to the roll. My thought is, rather than having these numbers that you add to your dice, the dice have the modifiers directly built into them. So how am I going to achieve that? Well, the nice part about the D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12 is you might notice that they increase by an increment of 2 each time, which means we can actually just use these dice as a modifier themselves. A character with a lower modifier might have something like a D4, conversely someone with a higher stat might use something like a D12. Unfortunately, this system isn't actually going to be enough on its own. This is because of the other crucial component in these sorts of games, a number the player needs to beat. This is usually a fixed number or something determined by the game master. For instance, say a character wants to climb up a wall. We'll use Dungeons & Dragons for this example as well. The game master may determine that the player needs to roll a 16 in order to climb up this wall. Then the player will roll a 20-sided die and add their strength modifier to see if their number beats this 16. Now, a 16 is pretty high up there, indicating a high challenge level, so let's pretend the game master sets the difficulty to an 8 on my system. An achievable number by most dice, but not all of them. Let's say our player has a D4 or D6 for strength. This task would be completely impossible, which in some senses could be interesting, but I think likely would end up making many situations unfun. Dungeons & Dragons circumvents this issue with having a natural 20, or critical success, to overcome any number set by the GM or otherwise. For instance, say a player needs to roll a 26 and does not have the relevant modifiers to get there. If they roll a 20 on the dice, then they will succeed regardless. Unfortunately, I can't really use this in my system either. If I make the top number on every dice a critical success, then suddenly the D4 becomes better than its higher number counterparts, with its low number of sides and higher likelihood of critting. This could make for an interesting high risk, high reward sort of play, but I don't think I actually want that because I think it would feel weird someone with lower stats being potentially better than someone with higher ones. It's just weird. So what's the solution? Well, it's what I've decided to call the roll-off system. This is where any player who makes a roll is challenged by another dice roll as well. This is similar to a contested roll in Dungeons & Dragons. I'm referencing Dungeons & Dragons a lot, but, you know, it's the industry standard.
Let's see, y'all were talking. Were you? No. You were not. You were in an ad. Yeah, from what I know, Thunder has like 100 and some odd chickens, so he's got a whole setup. Any hoodles. I keep saying why do I keep saying that? Anyway, let's finish this up, and then I think I'm going to. I said it again. Ever thought about fixing that crit dice problem by making them exploding dice? Someone recommended that. Oh, right. You have like 50 chickens, right? Whatever. That's still a lot. Still a lot more chickens than 3 or 4, right? But yeah, someone recommended the exploding dice thing. What was my conclusion on that? What I wanted to do? Can't remember. It's weird because everything's like, the idea was like it's gonna be a roll-off, like they're a comparison. Reveal your Birdo housing secrets. True. Yeah, I can't remember what I concluded in that video. Honestly, it's been a while. But a room in a room in a room. Temperature control is mandatory. There you go. Yeah, I can't remember what I concluded. I mean, basically the idea is everything's a roll-off between 2 other dice. I don't know exactly what you would do for a crit. Maybe like sharing the numbers and stuff like that. Part of me is just thinking about abandoning dice completely if I go with a deck builder mechanic, rather than having dice at all. I feel like it might flow better, less, you know, less randomness. A lot of people get concerned about drawing random cards and then having to roll a dice because it introduces too much randomness. So it's kind of like I'm still trying to figure that out. But we'll see. We only have a 10 by 20 space. Will that work? You know how many chickens you want to grow in that? I think he said this something before, 3 or 4. Yeah. Three by 3 can do 50 chickens. 3 by 3 what? 3 by 3 feet? That's insane. It sounds inhumane. Yeah, that's crazy. Do Canadians use feet? They use meters probably, don't they? I was like, are we talking about the same measurement? This is why I got confused about the Celsius thing. Its feet. Okay, well, that's wild. Do Canadians use feet? Am I crazy? Anyway. This card placed down should be placed using as a bluff. The card has no effect. Not now. No effect. That's pretty crazy. I mean, how tall would that be? That's the other question. Just a bunch of little cubbies for chickens. The card has... Oh, nope, I did have my numbers wrong. Okay. I was gonna say, because that would be like 1 by 1 meters. Am I wrong in thinking something like that? Essentially. I so agree. We should use metric. The thing I hate the most are like fractions with inches. It's like the worst thing if you're like making any sort of like woodworking project. It's like, why? Why do I have to use fractions? This is so dumb. Let's look that up again. I think it's doable. Doable. Double that. A 6x6. That makes more sense. That's only for the first few weeks. Ah, and they're like little baby chickens. Little chicks, right? I mean, I feel like a 10 by 20 inches. 10 feet by 20 inches seems like it would be enough for 3 chickens. I'm so derailed right now. Reroute correction. You start by 3 by 3 feet and then grow the enclosure bit by bit. That makes sense. You want to build a little cube, a little chicken zone attached. Run. I have dogs that would harass them. That's fair. Okay. Any card played placed face down that should be placed face up can be used as a bluff. This is some tools or rations. The card has no effect. Effect other than its deception. If let's see, this is a new line. If the card is bluffed as being corrupted, you take the corruption listed on the card. If there is no listed corrupted effect, then you will take 1 corruption. I think that's fair. I cannot spell corruption, though. Let's go back to the chicken conversation. He'll be getting back to work. Yes, I'm trying to at least get a little bit done today. Gotta go focus mode. Do a run inside fence. Had electrify it for a year before my dogs would leave them alone. Good tip. I'll keep that in mind. And if you are in a place that is warm enough in April, you could get away with just a room. Just a room in a room, as long as you can keep it 95 degrees for the first week. There you go. Dropping that chicken knowledge on us. That's the rule for bluffing. I don't think I need to get too sophisticated with that. We will have to integrate this into the rule book. And maybe I'll just like post it at the bottom as like temporary rules. Order operations I care about the least, but we'll probably go into that. Items and tools uses bets. Oh. Bets for non-weapon cards. Do we have this in the rules? That's actually the question, because that already might be in the rules and I'm just maybe misremembering. Rule book. I think I already have the rule book open. Do I not? Do. I just love how like the conversation, like I'm doing like board game stuff and y'all are talking about chickens. I just find that funny. For some reason, someone just comes into the streams like, "Oh, this is interesting. What are they doing? Like, it's like a board game thing." And then they look over and they're like, the whole conversation's just about chickens. Not that I'm like annoyed. Like, I think that's perfectly good, but I just do find it funny. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do find it comical. You know what I mean? The world ought to know the good word. Agreed. We must know about chickens. As long as it's cool, I would bring it back to games if you asked to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's totally fine. There may be some situations, like if I do decide to do like the Blackthorn prod video this week or whatever, and we were like trying to work on a game like that, because the idea would be like doing it in 24 hours. Then I might try to get chat to focus, or just not read chat if you're if you're talking about different things. But for right now, and pretty much any other normal stream, I do not mind. Only if we're really trying to focus, and right now it's just like we're chill. I do not mind. Deadline is deadline. Should mess with the man's mojo. Yeah, exactly. The bird is the word after all. Very true. We respect your craft. Yeah, no, I'm totally cool with y'all talking about chickens. It's interesting. I'm learning things. Maybe my next game will be about chickens. You don't know. Yes. The chicken game. Yeah, no, I totally fine with it. Okay, oh my god, I'm in. We'll need all of... we need all of Thunder's chicken knowledge to succeed. I would be cool with making like a farming game. I think that could be kind of fun. I was tempted to do like a plant game for like the land jam where I did armies against Entropy. Hello? Bet. Yeah, shops need to be listed differently. Damn, we're speaking my language. Between chickens and plants, I'm not sure which to nerd over more. I think it could be cool. I don't know if I don't know if I'll do it, but I don't know. We'll see what this prompt for this next game is. Assuming it all works out, I don't want to just assume that we're all good. Because honestly, I don't know if I have the brain power to do a 24-hour challenge right now. I might see if I can do it next week. But we'll see. Okay. Too much of my brain right now. I guess we need to make a note on shops. Shops are no longer bets. All players not must, can participate without competing. There was another note on this. That's fine. Bets for non-weapon cards. Any non-weapon. Actually, this isn't even bets. Cost. Any non-weapon bet counts as a per item basis. Whoever places the most items is the winner. Non-weapon cost for tools. I don't know how exactly we're going to put this in the rule book, but non-weapon cost for tools, the tool will be consumed and have no effect. For a tool to have an effect on a event, it must be played with the intent to use it. I don't know. At least I know what I mean there. Dice rolls for items. These are a bunch of rules I just remember that I've changed and haven't written down anything for yet. Items are distributed based on a roll. 1 and 2. Give a ration 3 and 4. Give a tool 5 and 6. Give a weapon. Yeah, a lot of this needs to be pretty integrated into the rules. I'm realizing how many changes there actually are without it being really that big of a deal, but stuff definitely needs to be reworded. Loadouts. There are 3 starting loadouts. Hopefully it's not annoying to hear me like talk in the like I'm writing this as I'm thinking voice. This is this and that and this and it's like, you know what I mean? What if we just do a chart for this? Chart. Not chart. A table. 4x4? Actually, I didn't mean to do that. Also new checks, make sure you disinfect the coop with a 1% solution of, I don't know what that is, no idea what that is, Vecrot. Helps with things that are acceptable. And add stress add plus, good to know, writing down your advice with my chicken notes. Back in the day, my dad and I raised chickens in storage totes with a heat lamp. Nice. We're gonna have to name these later, but we'll just call them X, Y, and Z for now. X, Y, and X. X, Y, and Z. One is 2. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's the distribution. Trading cards with other players. Players may trade a card at any time. I wonder if it should be any time or if it should specifically be at like at mealtime. I guess for now it can just be at any time. How many birds do you think you can start with? Start number. Use items and tools as bets. This I already did, didn't I not? Use an item and tools. Yeah, that was cost for non. Yeah, that was it. Order of operations. I'm trying to think what things need to happen in what order, right? An event concludes. Then we have... I'm just a casual chicken enjoyer. Like I mentioned, only three or four to start and just enjoy their company and their delicious eggs. There you go. I mean, in this economy, you know? I guess the question is how many, how often do chicks survive? How common is a little baby chick death? I know you're I can't just afford these damn $15 a dozen eggs. I know, right? An event concludes, then I guess corruption cards. Or I guess bet is revealed is maybe the bets are revealed. Corruption card. Where are you, Alaska? Biggest hurdle to start convinced my wife she hates chickens and birds in general. There you go. Yeah, it's not that expensive. Well, yeah, I don't know. I know in like California it was up to like 13. I think he are they actually $15 in a dozen for happy chicken eggs, for free range chicken eggs? I'm assuming that's what that means. Or is that a dramatization? Because you're so much better off just finding a local farmer who will sell you some eggs. I would assume, unless that's what you do. I feel like my dad gets them for like you know, the same price he used to from a local guy. Corruption cards are distributed. No, corruption cards effects take effect. Then following that, tools take effect. Then weapon corruption. No, it'd actually be this. Corrupted items are corruption from corruption. There's more like corruptune, but from corrupted items. Items is distributed. Tools take effect. Weapons take effect. detriment takes effect. Reward is given. Event is concluded. I think that's the order of operations. There we go. Once you have baby chicks, most people fall in love with them. Your other half should break. Wait, the other half should break to the chicks to sell my. Oh, okay, gotcha. They actually take good care of animals humanely. They're expensive. I did find local chicken farm where I live. They're pretty cheap and they're happy too. There you go. Maybe cost $1, I think, per dozen to feed the house them. They pay for themselves and neighbors will always be asking you for getting more. 25 layers, almost 2 dozen eggs a day. People are still looking. That's crazy. Deep Suit needs to convince his other half. Yeah, true. That's some pretty good justification there. Free money, okay? Hear me out. Imagine money, but it's free. And baby chicks are very cute, so yeah. And you can eat it. The free money or the chickens? She's a vet, so she dealt with chickens a lot through her education. She's just scared of them and thinks they're dirty. Yeah, that's fair. The old bird phobia. You wonder where that comes from. Phobias are weird in general to me. Mostly because I don't have any irrational fears, really. I mean, I get some of them. Like, some of them make sense, like heights, right? It's like, yeah, if you fell, you died. You know, you would die. So I get being afraid of heights. But typically, I don't have very many, like that seems rational to me. But I'm not really someone who understands irrational fears. Mostly, again, because I just don't have any. Big ass meat chickens are kind of scary when they run and you're always. That's really terrible. And they're always separate. Yeah. She isn't wrong. They're dirty, but happy, healthy birds are much different. I used to butcher for other farms. Never again will I take abused birds. They have problems. Yeah, damn. Sad. Big sad. You know what, why don't I just name these real quick? We're basically running close to done here. What do we want to call? Do I want to name these? So the idea is there's like 3 starting classes. You're a good seed. Thank you for not supporting evildoers. True. So the idea here is that there's like 3 starting loadouts. Basically, they're all the same with the exception of you get like 1 additional type of a item. I'm gonna buy 30 minutes of standing desk if you try to leave. I mean, you could, but my thought is that that just rolls over to next stream. Standing desk is not a way to keep me here. He did it, didn't he? Oh, posture check. There you go. Yeah, I'm leaning like this. I really thought he did it. I hate factory farms. Why would I support other people who act like them? Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, it's hard to, that's a whole conversation, isn't it? It's a whole thing. Okay. So the idea here, we have basically, like I said, 3 starting loadouts. One is you get 2 rations, 1 tool, 1 weapon, 1 random card. The other is 1 ration, 2 tools. I did this wrong. 2 tools, 1 weapon, 1 random card. The last one is 1 ration, 1 tool, 2 weapons, and 1 random card. So the idea is like they're just a little bit different. My thought is like theming them, naming each loadout. So like 2 weapons would be like either like a bandit or like a someone who'd have weapons, right? Bandit, sheriff, something like that is a theme. Gunslinger, love that. Beautiful. What would the one be that has extra tools or rations? Rations I could see being like, you know, a chef, but also at the same time, I feel like that doesn't quite feel right. Right? And tools like some sort of like inventor or something. But again, those don't really feel like they fit the theme. You're supposed to be like a mercenary regardless. Beans. True. The Bean Man. The Slop Master. Imagine just a class called the Slop Master. Doomsday Prepper. True. So Rancher. Rancher's actually kind of good. For rations? No. Or would that be tools? I feel like it could be either, right? They traveled and needed the things with them to follow the cattle. Yeah, is that tool? Would that be tools or would that be food? It could be either. I feel like it could be justified either way, right? Like they either have extra food because they're have the cattle, right? Or they have tools because they needed them. You can say farmer doesn't sound as cool, I agree. I concur. Rancher is definitely cooler. Or like ranch hand or like cattleman, you know, something like that. I think those are... Rancher's probably the coolest of them. I want to be a cowboy, baby. You gotta play this game with me. You can fulfill your cowboy dreams. Prospector. That's pretty perfect. I'm asking the old ChatGPT out of curiosity, but 3 for 3, it really is. Thunder really is 3 for free. Free for free. She for free. I was literally about to say, I think my brain's starting to like feel a little bit more like in the zone. And then I say free for free. My brain just starts melting. It's like, yeah, I'm doing great here. What? I did a Dark Souls run with a pickaxe named the Prospector. Best decision I ever made. That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. That's perfect. There's some decent suggestions by ChatGPT, but honestly, I'm more happy with what you said, so much happier. Cool. All right. Posture. Posture. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is done. Favorite Western placing styles, because no one asked me. One of my friends loves that movie too. I've watched it more times than you would have expected me to. Just because he liked it so much. It is pretty funny though. We are just gonna make all of this red for now. Now the game is playable. Let's do it not so. Oh. I got one of my Amazon packages. It was delivered by the normal mail, which is weird. And it was also not in a box. Okay, this is done. You guys want to have an unboxing with me? You want to do an unboxing? Give me a second. What's being unboxed? Honestly, let me take the shipping label off first before I dox myself. The kitten sure wants to see what's in the box. Although before I take this off, I should probably double check and make sure that this actually is exactly what I'm looking for. You know, I can just open it upside down. I got... This is probably gonna be like such a shaky, let's try this. I'm gonna set up a different display later, but hold on. Please hold. Sorry, this is probably vomit inducing. I should have set this up before switching it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not even that cool. A guillotine slicer. I don't have a knife, though. So the idea is, originally I was thinking on tomorrow or Wednesday, I would be doing a what's it called? A card, like a physical card stream where I like actually make cards on stream and print them out and all that. My schedule may be changing, but how is this even open? Oh, I'm silly. But I do need to get my other camera because this one could work, but I have like a much better one. I just can't show the other side of this box because it does have my address on it. Okay, this one's fine. What stock are you printing on will just be test prints. I've been using some thicker cardstock, but the problem is it's matte and it doesn't really work super well. There's my next purchase. A razor I use with a blade to make a flush cut for my booklets isn't easy. Yeah, I love these things. Like these knives. Or are you talking about the... You're probably talking about this I like these knives too, but the guillotine cutter. I'll let you know how this one is. But it does seem nice. I should have double checked that the locking mechanism isn't the way it is, but I think it will be fine. I don't particularly like how you have to push the blade out of alignment to lock it, right? Like it has like this little nub and you have to push it this way and then lock it in. But it should be okay. It's a Fiskars one and feels pretty good. It's got a little spring action. Mohawk 100C semi-gloss would be awesome paper to try. Honestly, I might just use gloss paper. Hold on. The Fiskars, what? I hardly know her. What I have right now, this is what I've been printing on. Hammermill, 100-pound cardstock. Just 8.5 by 11 sheets, but it's pretty matte, and then the prints end up even mattier, you know? But I did print on photo paper, and that looks really good. It's a little, obviously less whatever. But I was tempted to just like throw cards in a card sleeve. It's Hammermill, bro. That's why. It was cheap. I use them for grape picking. Exclusively, very good brand. They make a tool for everything now. Yeah, honestly, one of my favorite tools I have of theirs is this. It's literally just a corner cutter. So I can like, if I want a corner on something, I can just go, and then it gives me a little rounded corner. It's just basically like a hole punch, but for corners. But yeah, let's do a test. My microphone cannot be here though. It's just in the way of the arm. It already seems very sharp. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. And we got that. And then we can take the corner punch arguably is too big of a rounded corner, but I can just go. And then we've got our card. And then I can take the card sleeve. I think these are matte ones. I don't know if that's going to look bad or worse or what, but I can put that in here. I think it's a little bit wide, but it doesn't feel quite perfect, but some people suggest that you do this and then you take like an actual playing card. There's a Pokemon card. And then you put that in the sleeve with it. So it has the feel. I think I ordered some like blank cards, but so that has the feel of a playing card, but is actually whatever. But you do that? Yeah. Also welcome, Anonymous. So yeah, it has like the right feel, but is a Pokemon card. I'm telling you, man, all of the Mohawk super fine papers are amazing. Okay, that's good to know. I did order something else recently, some like heart like whatever, but I would love paper recommendations. You said Mohawk 100C semi-gloss would be an awesome paper to try. Okay, I will definitely check that out. Anyway, that's my new paper cutter. What's C? Don't get T by accident. What does C stand for? All right, let's go back to full camera. Cover versus text. What is like pictures versus like for font? I would assume that's. I understand what those words mean, but not in the context. You know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down, smelling what I'm stepping in. Ah, what's these for the inside the book versus? Okay, gotcha. Just weight categories. Okay, gotcha. Mohawk super fine 100C paper. I'm just doing this now because why not? Is that something I can get on Amazon, or is that something I have to buy specifically from some other distributor? It seems like some other distributor. It's too nice for Amazon, I guess. That's fair. Well, that's great to know, though, because this is what he's talking about. Like an eggshell, I'm assuming, is really glossy, right? Or, wait, not really. Wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking like paint eggshell is glossy. I don't know if that's actually... There's so many different versions. Okay, so it's more like a real eggshell and not like eggshell paint finish, which is like glossy for some reason. At least from what I've understood. Anyway, maybe that's something I'll do. These are all eggshell finish. It's probably... Anyway, we'll look at that later. But that is something I will try. It doesn't seem that expensive. Yellow. Hydrate. You're right. This is premium information. I don't know if do they have different finishes? I can't see one that specifically says it, but smooth cardstock. I'm literally only seeing eggshell finish. I guess I could be... I was gonna say I could be doing this on screen, but I'm doing it. I'm just showing my face apparently. I wasn't even showing it on full display, was I? This is the stuff he's talking about. Some of it looks cheap, some of it does not. But assuming that's just the large sizes. 2x. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but... Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this later. But yeah. That's good. Okay. That stuff. I don't see... Oh, 8.5 by 11. Okay. Are they all 8? Okay, yeah. So one of these 3, but these are all eggshell finishes. So I don't know what that would mean. We're learning about paper, everyone. Oh, we're in an ad also. Lost track of time. God, we're at 3 hours already? I wasn't even thinking I would go this long. Buying direct from Mohawk as always did their paper. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, well, I might ask you, I guess you can customize it, huh? Why are these all the same? You know, I'm gonna stop doing this before it's like, here's your address. Do you want to fill that in? I used a lot at Carnegie Mellon. Nice. Okay, well, I'll probably ask you some stuff off stream. I think we're done for today. We've basically... We finished all this. This is like, now the only thing here is like actually make it. Make the rule book look nice. That's like the only thing there now. That might be a later kind of thing though, because technically the game is ready. I may push it out before everything's really shored up, but hard to say. Let's talk about the next few days real quick, and then we'll probably raid someone. Don't know who I want to raid because we've got some good choices. Usually it's the other way around. Okay. We did shore up the rules. Tuesday is now over. Here are our options. I could either stream tomorrow and Thursday, which would be cool. I don't know if my brain can handle that and potentially working on a Blackthorn prod video / game, whatever, making a game. I don't know if my brain can handle making a game in 24 hours and whatever and streaming. I don't know if I really have time though either. It's got a lot going on, so I don't know if I'd actually even be able to. Thinking about it. I don't know. I gotta think, but I will keep you all informed whether I'm deciding to. I have an idea. Stream 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. That would be pretty rad. The idea though is to do more streams this week around this time, so you might be able to see me more. Because most, like, Monday, Wednesday is technically within your time slot. Friday is late. But, of course, I'm not doing Friday this week. So it's just Wednesday and Thursday I would be going for. But yeah, if I do stream tomorrow, let me actually check my my Amazon should see what other paper I got. You're probably gonna be like, that's terrible paper, and I'll be like, shit, well, I bought it. Crap. I don't even know where it is now. Okay, my other stuff's supposed to get here at Wednesday around 10 p.m. So probably not a card making stream on Wednesday. It would probably be Thursday if we do it. So keep that in mind. What other paper did I get? I wish I would have known to ask you. Oh, it was shipped. It was supposed to be here like way later. Double-sided glossy paper, because I was fine cardstock. I don't even know what brand it is. It just says fine cardstock on it. It's probably garbage paper, but I ordered it. So to figure out how to set up notifications, because I always see your streams through YouTube, which is stupid. There is a way to do it. You may have turned off. Have you turned off notifications, or do you have the Twitch app? Twitch app will post it to you. The other option is just to join my Discord server and set up for what's it called? stream notifications as one of your roles, and then I ping people that I'm live on Discord. If you're not already, I can't remember if you are on my Discord or not. There you go. Join away. Join the revolution. Anyway, all I'm trying to get at is I'll have to figure out what my schedule actually looks like, but I have the feeling I don't really have time to do whatever. Hey, that's the same I do. Lurk YouTube when I see Beats' stream and hit it up on Twitch. Yeah, there you go. But Discord notification also probably works. I think that's how like Maximus finds me and stuff like that. So at least I would assume, because it seems like he always joins right after I do that. But even with any questions, anytime, help when it best I can. Awesome. That would be great. I definitely will. All right, y'all. Let's raid someone. Let me go back to here. I think we're done for the day. I've already been streaming for 3 hours. That's my normal time. My brain's already been shot today, so shot through the heart. I was just thinking that. I'm like, we gotta raid Bean, right? I was tempted to raid Dual Wielded because literally I was messaging him today and he's on and we don't usually get to, but I think we have to raid Bean. He went live 30 minutes ago. It's like he just went live, but he did not. We definitely have to raid Bean. The beans! Right? We gotta. It's just... You just have to. Let's go, yo. Alright. I am all set here. Everyone, I will be back. Hopefully tomorrow. I will let you know what's going on with me in the Discord server if you have any questions. We'll hit the start raid button. I should start like doing like the raid message thing, but my brain can never figure that kind of thing out for raids. My brain's already fried at this point. So anyway, let's do it. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully. All right, peace. Salute again. Bye.